Just hello everybody, I'm Duke Dew, the Dew of sports, the Duke of entertainment. Sports fans, let's talk sports. Ric Flair, 30 by 30, ESPN, watched it. I thought it was incredible of a story. It was a story of Ric Flair. He was a wild man, a limousine riding, a jet flying, son of a gun, and he'd go, woo! And he would go, when he was in the ring, he would go, and just slap the out of the guy's chest, and they'd go, woo! When he did that. He was a bad guy. He was with the Four Horsemen. Arn Anderson, some of the great wrestlers in the NWA before it became the WCW. This is Ric Flair's legacy in wrestling. He has left a mark on wrestling ever since he left it. But we don't even know if he left it. We don't really know if you could ever just leave wrestling, because it's an addiction. It's just something that becomes part of your life, and the character of Ric Flair became the personality of him, and he couldn't get away with it. He was sleeping with all these women. He was not being with his family. He was not going to his kids' soccer games, his kids' events. This made his life, the whole Ric Flair character surrounded his life for a very, very long time. It's really sad. It's really sad that you're doing something that you love. Because he wanted to quit. He really wanted to quit, but the guy told him no. He hit him in the face when he met up with him, because he was in a wrestling camp thing, and the guy told him, "You got talent. You're not quitting." And Ric Flair tried to quit, but after he found his character, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, he made history in wrestling. Hulk Hogan was one of his opponents. The great Macho Man Randy Savage, the late Dusty Rhodes, was one of his great opponents that he fought for a long time. And this is some of the great matches. He had the robe on where he was wearing it, and he was saying, "I can have all the great things in life because I'm Ric Flair. Nature Boy Ric Flair. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. And you and anybody that wants it will not get my belt, because I am the champion. I wear it around my waist like this." It's incredible, the character, the great charisma that he had to do promos, to psych up the audience or make the audience hate him. That's what makes a great wrestler. That's what made Stone Cold a great wrestler. That's what made Hulk Hogan a great wrestler. That's what made The Rock a great wrestler. But Ric Flair will be, this story could open up some more wrestling stories. What kind of 30 by 30 wrestling stories would you like to see? I personally would love to see like Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, Steamboat, Ricky Steamboat. That's some incredible documentaries. And I hope they keep doing this. I hope they keep doing this 30 by 30 about wrestling, because this is something that you need to include so you can understand what kind of life these people have. This is not an easy life. They might have a lot of money, but sometimes things just get caught up into the wrestling character, and they forget about their family and their friends. And Ric Flair thought he was Ric Flair, the Nature Boy, but he tries to retire. He tries to retire so many times in wrestling, but it just keeps pulling him in. If he could ever just get away from it and live a normal life, would he be happy? Would he even be remotely happy with his life? Just being a normal person, going to the store, having a wife, being with his kids. I don't know. Some way or another, I think being in the wrestling business makes him happy. Even if he's like somebody like the business of the wrestling, the business part of the wrestling, trying to find new talent. But maybe someday he can just sit back with his wife, or sit back, drink some coffee, maybe have some tea, and reflect on the great legacy that Ric Flair has shaped. The legacy, the greatness of his character, the great matches he's had. People, it might be happening right now. People that used to watch Ric Flair are showing their kids, and then their kids will show their kids, and they'll know about how Ric Flair made wrestling awesome, how Ric Flair made wrestling incredible, how Ric Flair made wrestling something to watch every single night. Because you know you're going to see a guy take his shirt off, get crazy, go on the ring, and do his crazy little dance. That's what Ric Flair was about. Ric Flair was a champion. Ric Flair was a limousine riding, jet flying son of a gun. Ric Flair's legacy of greatness in the wrestling industry. And all I have to say, thank you, Ric Flair, for this great documentary. I will never forget what you did for us and what you did for wrestling. And as always, awesome, radical, cowabunga. Woo!